This is the 12th generation Ford F-150, the Chuck Norris of trucks. Today, I borrowed this truck here in Orlando, Florida, to show you what makes it so special. After that, I will show you some of my favorite features, take it for a drive and give you some driving impressions, and then in the end, I will point out some of the things that you should look for if you're planning to buy one of these. So what makes the Ford F-150 the Chuck Norris of pickup trucks, you ask? It's rugged, dependable, and tough. You can tow your neighbor's house with this. This is a tough truck, like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is so tough, he doesn't even read books. He stares them down until he gets the information that he wants. Now let's talk history. Back in 1948, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, Ford introduced the F-Series trucks. Chuck Norris was there. Actually, he was there before. When God said, "Let there be light," Chuck Norris says, "Say please." He's still alive, isn't he? Okay. Anyways, fast forward to 2009 when the 12th generation was introduced and the F-150 had evolved into a beast of its own, including the introduction of the Raptor trim in 2010. This truck has been hauling everything from lumber to dreams for decades. The exterior design screams, "I mean business," with a grille that looks like it could chew up traffic and spit it out. The rest is smooth like an onion, unless you open it up. Then it'll make you cry. Unless you're Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is so tough, he makes onions cry. Step inside and you'll find more space than a VIP lounge. The cabin is roomy enough to host a small family reunion, complete with a center console big enough to hide all the snacks for your entire journey. And if you need more space, no problem. You can have this truck in a slew of configurations, ranging from single cab, super crew, etc. And now let's talk about power. Ford brought back the 5-liter V8 to the F-Series, featuring the advanced Coyote dual overhead cam TI VVT engine, producing an impressive 360 horsepower. Additionally, the F-150 received the fresh 3.7-liter V6 and a 3.5-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost engine, and the exclusive transmission became the 6-speed automatic. The 12th generation Ford F-150 is more than just a truck. It's a piece of American history with a sense of humor. It's got the toughness of a cowboy, the space of a minivan, and the style of a rock star. It's the Chuck Norris of trucks. And now moving into my favorite features, let's start right here on the outside with the door keypad, which Ford introduced in 1980. They've been using this for decades. I've commented on this on other videos as well, but it continues to be one of my favorite features because you can code a passcode here to access your truck or your vehicle without a key. You can also use certain numbers to lock the vehicle. I think it remains a very useful feature even today. On the inside, there's a couple of things I want to highlight. I do like these vents because they're so easy to use. You can simply close them like this and open them just like that. You can turn them around and focus them any direction you really want. That's a pretty cool vent right there. The next thing I want to talk about is right here, the trailer brake. This is used to adjust the intensity in which you apply the electric brakes on your trailer. So if you tow, this is a pretty useful feature to have. You can adjust it right here with this minus or plus button. And then moving to the back, in here, this is the extended cab, which you can have 3 more passengers in the back, or you can fold the seats up and use it as cargo space. And now now driving the Ford F-150 with the EcoBoost. Now there's many options as I mentioned, but this one specifically has the 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost. And I gotta say, first impression, it does not feel turbocharged at all, but very powerful. Very good job Ford on the EcoBoost engines on these trucks. Phenomenal. Inside the cabin, quiet in here. It feels a lot more refined than many of the other versions in the past. And as you know, nowadays trucks are very luxurious, depending on what trim and options you choose. You have plenty of space, lots of visibility everywhere, and everything is within reach. Now, one thing that I don't understand is who in the right mind chose these little buttons for the entertainment and the climate control system here. They're very small, too close together, and imagine if I'm wearing gloves in here to try and touch one of these buttons and get the right one. I imagine that it can be quite troublesome. Overall, this 12th generation Ford F-150 is great value. I mean, if you're looking for one of these, really can't go wrong. Just make sure that you follow my checklist so you don't miss anything. And now you're really pumped and excited to buy one of these. So allow me to highlight some of the things that you should look for if you're planning to buy one of these. I made a video to show you general things to look for when buying any car, like body shape, signs of wear, leaks, etc. I've also created a checklist so that you don't miss any of the steps. The link to that is included below. Use that as your starting point, but now let's dig into things to look for this truck specifically that I think can be costly repairs. Keep in mind that it's never a bad idea to bring along a car-savvy friend with you who is familiar with these cars to help you look for things. If you find one that you have your heart set on, I would also recommend that you get a pre-PI, a pre-purchase inspection done by an experienced car manufacturer or a mechanic of your choice. It'll be the best $200 you spend on the car. Also, be sure to discuss the current list of things we're going to be reviewing here with the current owner. It'll help you understand the history of the vehicle. Right, so let's jump right into it. The first issue I want to highlight relates to the transmission. The torque converter or transmission fluid issues, such as leaks, may lead to shuddering during acceleration. Keep an eye out for jerky movements or vibrations during acceleration. Check for transmission fluid leaks and ensure proper fluid levels. There's also a recall out there for an issue with the transmission in these trucks. Many people have experienced erratic operation in the transmission, and in some cases, the transmission will automatically shift into first or second gear. This is a huge safety issue. As you can imagine, if you're cruising down the highway at 50, 60, or 70 miles per hour and the transmission shifts into first gear, not only can it damage the engine and other components, but it can cause a spin out by unexpected braking force. I'm including a link here to Safety Recall 16S19. Again, this is a major safety concern, and you should not buy one of these without knowing if the recall was completed or getting it done immediately after purchase if it hasn't. Power steering failure. These trucks came equipped with either a hydraulic pump or electric power assist steering. Both are known to have issues. For some models equipped with the electronic power assist steering, Ford has issued a recall. The cause could be a motor positioning sensor gear that may have been installed incorrectly by the supplier. This problem could cause the F-150 to not steer properly or to not steer at all, which could lead to car accidents. For some models equipped with the hydraulic power steering, the issue isn't as safety-centric, but more of a cost and inconvenience issue. The root of the issue could be a faulty power steering pump or fluid leaks. Pay attention to difficulty while steering, whining noise when turning, or visible power steering fluid leaks under the vehicle. Spark plug issues. Spark plug misfiring due to wear or fouling is possible. You may also have ignition coil failures affecting engine performance. Look for rough idling, poor fuel efficiency, or the illuminated check engine light. Use a diagnostics tool to identify specific cylinder misfires. Leaking rear window. Defective seals around the rear window and or the third brake light may cause a leak. Water leaks into the cabin, often noticed in the rear of the vehicle. Check for damp spots or water stains inside the cabin. If left unrepaired, mold or rust could develop in the area, or water may damage electronics in this area. Cam phaser noise on 3.5 EcoBoost engines. Wear or malfunction of cam phasers in the engine may cause them to make a loud rattle noise upon cold startups. You may not hear this noise unless the vehicle has been sitting for at least 2 to 4 hours. To identify this, listen for a loud ticking or rattling noise from the engine, especially noticeable at idle, and depending on how bad it is, you may also hear it at low speeds. Faulty throttle body. This is usually caused by buildup of carbon deposits affecting throttle response. If you notice stalling, poor acceleration, or hesitation during acceleration, you may have a faulty throttle body. Next item is rust issues. I want you to look at the frames on these trucks, because being exposed to so many harsh conditions, especially construction sites and things like that, you may develop a lot of rust around these areas. So look underneath everywhere inside of here and look for signs of rust. Look for signs of rust, inside the bed frame here. And also open up the doors and look at the rocker panels in here, because these trucks tend to develop a lot of rust down here as well. You see scuffing marks from rocks, etc. That exposes the metal to the elements, and eventually developing rust. And lastly, I want to point out the hub bearings. These trucks suffer from having worn out hub bearings depending on the mileage. So be sure to check into hub bearing issues. Now, be careful not to confuse road noise from the tires with hub bearings. That's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you find this video helpful and informative. If you did, please like, comment below, share, and subscribe. Talking about subscribing, I've noticed that 99% of you watching are not subscribed to my channel, and I'm wondering, why is that? My goal is to get at least 50% of you watching to subscribe to my channel this year. So please comment below, what do I have to do to get you to subscribe to my channel? Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.